What happens when you take a guy with literally 3 months in iRacing and drop him straight into a league full of drivers who've been doing this for 10 or 11 years? Today, you're gonna see exactly that. This is part 2 of me joining an iRacing league with zero experience, and trust me, it gets spicy. What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, go watch it right now, link in the description. We covered how I jumped from MX5s to GG3s, joined Bipro Racing late and somehow survived Long Beach with only 5 laps of fuel, the Mexico safety car disaster, Road America damage, and that insane comeback at Indy. Today we're jumping straight into round 6 and 7. Alright, I know I said I'll do one video per round, but these two literally had the same level of prep, which was none. Zero practice, zero hot laps, and zero setups, and somehow they gave me the most opposite results possible. One round felt like everything finally clicked, while the other gave me my very first league penalty ever. So buckle up and let's get straight into it. Round 6 hit us at the circuit Gilles Neuville, the Canadian Grand Prix track in Montreal. 2.71 miles long, 13 corners, fast straights, brutal chicanes, that tight hairpin, and the infamous wall of champions waiting to punish you at the final chicane. It's super technical because you need perfect rhythm on the high speed bits, razor sharp braking in the slow sections, and flawless traction out of the hairpin. Any mistake here costs you big time, especially with the walls everywhere. And here's my qualifying lap playing right now, and it wasn't my finest. I made some minor mistakes that cost me time, hit the wall lightly in one section, oof, and didn't turn sharply enough in another corner, which made me completely miss the apex here, so I couldn't carry enough speed as I wanted. Honestly, I knew I could have extracted way more from this lap. Those little errors added up and ended up being my fastest time anyway, which tells you how much room I had left on the table. Still no major disasters, just sloppy bits that I already noted down for the race. Now, quick context on prep for these 2 rounds. I said zero practice earlier, and that's mostly true. The only thing I was able to squeeze in was an hour-long session just to memorize the track. That's it. No high laps, no setup tweaks, no nothing. Jumping in blind. So qualifying wasn't great. I ended up 15 out of 20 overall in the GT3 field and 8 out of 13 in my class. So I needed to do some work. But here's the upside. Starting further back means opportunity. With how chaotic this track can get, incidents in chicane, people overcooking the hairpin, I'm looking forward to this race. Time to gain positions, stay clean, learn from the guys in front, and turn those quality mistakes into racecraft. And green. Decent launch, better than the guy in front. I slipstream right up on him, take the inside into first corner, but holy chaos, cars crashing right ahead, dust flying everywhere. I swing wide to the outside to dodge it. Then a Porsche next to me gets hit and almost takes me out. I brake a bit too hard, and bam, the Lamborghini behind me nails me. Going to the next corner, another guy is facing the complete opposite direction. I'm trying to overtake someone, but I have to leave him space. Meanwhile, someone else right in front is already kissing the wall. Absolute madness lap 1. But I'm not looking back. Eyes forward. Chasing car 21. Holland. He messes up the exit. I pull alongside. Brake lane to the next one. Somehow, I keep it ahead. P11 overall already. Look in the mirrors, the Lamborghini and the Porsche both crash. But we don't focus on the chaos behind us, we just keep on pushing forward. With officially lap 1 completed, I can officially say I'm P11 overall in the GT3 field. Progress already. Lap 3, up to P10. number 25 Porsche ahead. I go on the outside just to get in his head. And then he misses the exit. That might have actually worked. I ride right out alongside him into turn 10. And snatch that spot clean. Next target, the number 3 Mustang. Lap 7, we're up to P9 overall. I'm hunting them down, and out of nowhere, he loses it, spins and slams into the wall. Gone. P8 now. Lap 14, I thought I got P7 because I passed another person, but it was actually because of a Porsche with heavy damage and no wing. Just loses it and ends up into the wall. Either way, we're climbing. Lap 18, time to pit. The guy in front gets damaged right as he wants to pit. Someone's alongside him so he can't dive in. And now he's pitting right in front of me after we stop. He's in a different class, so I'm stuck behind him chasing the Aston Martin and McLaren, P1 P2 in our class. I'm thinking this guy's gonna drive me down, but nope, he was actually pretty quick. Or maybe I was just slow with the big fuel load. Either way, he pulls away a bit. Until lap 24. The relative suddenly shows he's dropping, like a stone. I'm closing in fast. And then boom, I see him perpendicular across the track. I slam onto the brakes. That was one of the scariest moments of the whole race. Hard in my throat, but I sneak by clean. From there, full survival mode. The last 10 laps I'm in extreme fuel saving, lifting early, short shifting, nursing every last drop. Lap 37, final lap. We're P6 overall and P3 in class. But right now, I'm not even thinking about position. I'm just praying I make it to the line.
Good race.
Running on pure fumes, the guy behind isn't even close, so it's just me versus the fuel light. And across the line I go, with a slight bump. We made it, P6 overall and P3 in class. Yeah, you can see me trying to lock the steering wheel for a burnout to celebrate, but nope, zero fuel left. Either way, I celebrated. Man, round 6, from P15 start to P6 overall and a class podium on basically fumes. That felt huge. Clean passes, dodging chaos, nailing the fuel save. It proved I could hang with these guys even jumping in blind. I took the gamble again. No practice sessions. I was slammed editing this video series and juggling a ton of work outside of sim racing. All I squeezed in was maybe one bare bones hour to learn the track. That's it. Let's see if the minimal prep streak holds or if reality catches up. Round 7 takes us to the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pase, better known as Interlagos. the iconic Brazilian Grand Prix circuit in Sao Paulo. 4.3 kilometers long, 15 corners running counterclockwise. This place is a proper roller coaster. Over 40 meters of elevation change, bumpy surfaces, followed by natural hilly terrain, blind crests, downhill braking zones with uphill power sections. It's got everything. Fast race where you pin flat out, the famous Senna SS right at the start, tight infield twist, bank corners, and sections that punish any mistake with walls or runoff shortage. Now let's jump into qualifying and see how this gamble plays out. Quick side note while this qualifying lap is rolling. My goals right now in this league are simple but serious. I want to win at least one race in my class this season and pushing hard to finish top 3 in the championship standings in my class. And that's the target, and that's what keeps me showing up even when prep time is tight. Every lap, every mistake, every podium, or even penalties, it's all part of stacking experience I'll need when I eventually step up to real world racing. Alright, that's enough yapping for my part. The lap is already done, and here's what I actually qualified. I qualified 8th out of 17 in the GT3 overall field and 5 out of 12 in my category. Not bad, but also not where I want to be. But like I said before, starting further back means opportunity. And we're green. Into turn 1, my launch wasn't great. I couldn't really pressure the cars ahead, but I did have the inside line on this Porsche, and that made all the difference. I got on the powder earlier and made the move stick. Clean overtake. Through the next corners, I see smoke ahead. The leader runs wide and touches the sand and spins, collecting the LMP2. More chaos behind, but my focus stays forward. By the end of lap 1, after all of that, I'm up P6 overall and P4 in the class. Now lap 11, the McLaren ahead takes too much of the curb and loses the rear. I capitalize and move up to P5. Lap 14, this is where traffic starts to hurt me. I get forced off the line, had to give space and run slightly wide. The car behind takes advantage immediately and gets alongside. I'm thinking about sending them back down the inside, but I back out. It was not worth the risk that early on in the race. Lap 15. Now this is where everything starts to fall apart. I take too much of the curb in the first corner and just lose the rear. I try to rejoin safely, but I misjudged the gap. Before we continue, I want to apologize to Mr. Gulpin. Hopefully I'm saying that right. That one was completely on me. I already reached out after the race, but I want to say it here as well. I'm very sorry. It cost me 15 seconds and it should have been avoided. Respect to him though. He was super chill about it and actually a supporter of the channel. And speaking of him, take a look at this. that double overtake, absolutely insane. Huge respect. Back to the race though. After the spin, the car behind carries more speed and gets through on the inside. I tried to fight it into the next corner, but I'm too cautious and he holds it down around the outside. After all that, I dropped down to P10 overall. Now here comes lap 18. The same corner, the same mistake. I lose the rear again. Things go from bad to worse, but this time I learn and I do a safe rejoin, no risk. Lap 20, time to pit. Everyone's coming in around the same window. I followed them in. And I overshoot the pit box. I had to reverse. Oh my days. Rookie mistake. Lap 24, back into traffic. I'm getting sandwiched by LMP2s, but this time traffic actually helps me. The car ahead gets blocked at the apex and I dive down to the inside. Boom, move made, I thought, but it wasn't over. He dives back, side by side. However, I have the inside for the next corner, and I go deep again, and this time I finally secured it. Now I'll be honest, from there on, the race kinda settled down. It was mostly just recovery. You can actually see me catching the cars ahead, closing the gap, but the time loss due to the spins and careless mistakes was just way too much. Damn, round 7. Not the result I wanted, but a race full of lessons. 2 spins, a penalty, and some pit box drama. Yeah, this one really wasn't my finest race, but I'm owning every bit of it. And through it, I learned the hard way today that when you gamble on minimum prep, consistency suffers. These 2 rounds together taught me a massive lesson. Practice isn't optional if you want to be consistent. I didn't want to lose championship points, so I still showed up and raced, but normally I'll be more prepared before going green. No more of that. Moving forward, I'm prioritizing real practice. Hot laps, comparing lap times, everything. That's how you actually build towards pro racing.
But even if not, I would still go pick them, you know.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing as well is that Arroyo just losing out there to Shepard.
Look at him.
Yeah, he just lost out to Shepard, but now he moves up and back into second. So now he's chasing on onto Volpia for second in the Prime Championship. So that's a great work done by Lorenzo Arroyo.
When I found out how long he's been iRacing, and he's really practicing hard, you can tell, because he's making big gains. I mean, David Volp is no joke, and he's staying right on the back of Volp, and Volp is fast. You know, Zach Shepard is fast.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Special thanks to Jason Holland. You're honestly the GOAT, man. I really appreciate it. He provided the overlays you guys saw during the race, and they made a huge difference. It genuinely means a lot, and it helped me bring this video to another level. Thank you. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do so. These videos take a lot of time and effort to put together, and it really doesn't cost you anything. Like and subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts, and keep following for more. Part 3 is coming soon, and we're coming back prepared. See you in the next one. Bye. Alright, let's go.